Hello everyone, so I am Nicole and this is my first ever video on my newly created YouTube channel. So, bakit nga ba ako gumawa nito? Actually, this is for our final requirement sa aming subject na Human Behavior and Organization. By the way, I'm currently third year student of BS Management Accounting sa Lyceum of the Philippines University, Manila. This is all about an interview, a virtual interview rather, sa isang manager about some sorts of questions tungkol sa aming topic about employees' relationship, population ages, motivation, controlling, and some challenges like discrimination, and so on. So, let's get started. Today, we will have our interviewee, Miss Christine M. Maranan. So, greetings! Hello, good day, Miss Maranan. So, thank you in advance sa pagpapaunlak sa aking virtual interview. Let's begin. Question number 1. Miss Maranan, in employment relationships, what changes are most likely to occur as the population of an organization ages? What are those?
It usually depends. When I started working, it started out pretty okay. The people were very nice. They are very welcoming. As the time passed, people tend to get more comfortable with each other. People show their true colors, and some people you get along to, some people you don't. But that's just, I guess, how working in a company usually is.
Question number 2. How do companies adjust to different kinds of discrimination in the workplace?
Some companies are strict when it comes to discrimination or bullying, and for example, in big companies, since they have an HR, they follow certain human rights rules or company rules so that the office or the workplace is a healthy workplace environment to be working in, and to prevent complications from complications for work. They would usually do annual reports or incident reports, where you would fill it up and write your complaints, and then it would be followed up with a one-on-one with the HR for you to explain the things that you have written in the indecent report or incident report. And yes, and that's how I think they usually sort things out, kasi when you talk to them about it, what you written on the incident report, they would they would discuss it with you, and then they would discuss it to the higher ups to talk about how they can fix the problems that is happening, or the discrimination or bullying that has been happening in the company. But for smaller companies, it is more common to have discrimination and also bullying. But for me, I think it is more handled poorly, and because they don't have, some smaller companies, they don't have HR, so due to the absence of the HR, employees would just endure discrimination or the bullying that they encounter.
We're almost getting done. Question number 3. How does motivation help the performance of the employees? How is it?
And it helps in a way to make them feel better. Motivations usually are what employees look for because they are so stressed and they have loads of work, and when a person is not motivated, they would always end up not being able to do their work correctly, and also they would end up losing interest in work, and their performance ends up being really bad, or really bad.
Question number 4. As a manager, should you control projects to maintain your position of authority?
No, because not all projects can be handled nicely by managers, because some would lack experience or knowledge, and it should be a whole team effort, and also the client or the higher up should always have a say, kasi there are times that managers would use their authority too much and would go beyond what they're supposed to do, or sometimes they think they know what is good for the project, but sometimes it is not, or mas nagiging problem pa yon. That's why I feel like it should be a whole team effort, plus the client or the higher ups, and also plus the project manager.
And last but not the least, question number 5. What are some tasks in a company that you, as a manager, should not assign to the employees? What are those?
For my experience, a thing that I've noticed with some project managers, they usually give their own personal work to some of their employees or some of the people that are working under them. So it always ends up that they would not do their job, and they would just give their personal job or their job in the company to someone else for them to have an easier life in the workplace, which is really unfair for some people. But as someone lower than the project manager, you just really have no choice, and you just really have to endure it. And also sometimes some project managers that I've encountered also give their very, very personal projects, like projects that is outside the company, like the freelance work that they have been doing. They ask people lower than them to do it for them. So those, I think, are the things that project managers assign to people that they don't really need to assign. So yeah.
And that's all for today, Miss Maranan. Thank you very, very, very much for giving your time and effort for this interview. Thank you so much again, and God bless you always. And guys, we're done sa aking first video. So, thank you so much. I hope guys, nasusuportahan nyo ang aking mga next videos, educational man or hindi. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. So, thank you guys. That's all for today. 고맙습니다. 사랑해. Love you guys.